It's Danny Johnson here, and today we're working on a Ford Edge Ecoboost with only 36,000 miles on it. So we got this engine code P0303 for cylinder number 3 misfire. So what we're going to do is remove the coil pack for number 3 and switch it with number 2, and that way if we get an engine code for cylinder number 2, we know it's the coil pack. So the first thing we're going to do is remove this engine cover, and it's very easy to do. You just pull straight up on it. There's no screws or anything. It pops off. And so now we're going to come in to the engine, and you can find the coil packs on top of the engine here. So as you see these black boxes here, these are the ignition coils, or the coil packs as they're called. And so there's 4 of them, since this is the straight 4-cylinder. Other EcoBoost engines would be the same, just would have more if it's the V6, for example, 3 on each side. And so we're going to go to the third one in. So we're going to take an 8mm socket. And so we're going to go ahead and remove this 8mm bolt here, which holds the coil pack in place. Next, we're going to pull this clip down and squeeze on it to unplug the coil pack. And so it's that simple. It then just pulls straight out, and here it is. Now, as you can see, this one has some corrosion in the top of it, and that may have been our problem for the coil pack misfire. So what we're going to do now is remove number 3, and so to get to it, it's under this intake tube. So we're going to remove these 2 screws and pop the intake off, and there's also a third screw for a 13mm here. That way we can leave everything else connected and just slide this intake out of the way. So we went ahead and broke loose this 13mm, took it away, unscrewed those 2, and we just popped this off and moved it. We left all of our hoses together. So now we could get in here for our cylinder number 3 with our 8mm socket, take out that bolt, and same thing, we pulled the clip back and then pinched on it to remove. And so now we can access and get our number 3 coil pack out of here, and we're just going to put it in the spot for number 2. But you can see this corrosion that's come out, and we think that may have been leading to our misfire. If you look down in here, there's all kinds of junk that was down in there. It looks like condensation, a little bit of corrosion of some sort. So anyway, we wanted to get this out so that it doesn't go down into the cylinder, especially if you change the spark plugs as our next step. So this is what it looked like, dirty with everything down in there. We had a few methods that we did. The first, we took a shop vac, and if you have a vacuum cleaner, you can do this, and you just put a straw on the end of it, and that gets it way down in there so you can suck most of that out. So that's one method of trying to get everything down, and we did have another method as well. So we also had some compressed air. Now watch all that junk fly out. That was a really good way to clean this out. However, please cover the intake tube. That's something that we forgot to do here. You can see some of the pieces got in it, and I did clean the intake tube out afterwards. But now you can see how clean we got it down in there. And so that will definitely help the connection from the coil pack to the spark plug. And on these, we also, if you look down in there, you can see there was a big buildup of corrosion right in the center of the coil. And so we broke that up with a screwdriver and tapped it out gently on the ground. You don't want to break these, but you can see as I lightly kind of tapped it here, you can see all these pieces coming out. And so number 2 coil pack was also pretty bad like that. So same thing, we cleaned it up. We took a screwdriver and gently broke the pieces loose up in there. And I would probably say don't spray any kind of brake parts cleaner or anything like that, because you don't want the rubber on the boot to dry out. You could probably do electric switch cleaner if you wanted to, but you can see these pieces coming out everywhere. And so a good cleaning may solve our misfire problem here. But just to be safe, we're going to switch the coil packs and put them in for each other and see if the misfire follows to the other cylinder. But yeah, you can see all that junk that came out of there. That was these were pretty bad. So again, we took the number 3 coil pack out, and we're going to put it into cylinder number 2. These are exactly the same, so it doesn't hurt to switch these around. And again, now if we get a check engine light that says our cylinder 2 has the misfire, we know it's the coil pack. So it's just a way of diagnosing it. So we're going to go ahead and plug that back in and flip the switch forward. and put our 8mm bolt back in the top of it, and just put it on very gently. It just has to be snug. You don't want to break those. They're very delicate. And then we'll just plug this back in, push the switch forward. Okay, and we went and did this to all of them. And then we cleaned out this intake, as I was mentioning, because some of the little pieces did get in there. So make sure you cover that if you're going to use compressed air to blow it out. You don't want any of it going into your engine. So we put our tube back into place. We tightened down each of the clamps here on each end, and it started right up. And so far, so good. We cleared the engine code with our handheld scanner. If you don't have one, you can disconnect the battery with the negative terminal first. Let the car sit for a few minutes, and then that should clear the code. So anyway, that's how you change a coil pack on an Ecoboost engine, and it's very simple. It's pretty much the same process on all cars. So thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Thanks for watching.